Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? Man, this episode was really cool. I really enjoyed it. I talked to Shane Coyles from Prank Call Mafia, and we discussed everything. I got to talk to him about the psychology behind doing voices, linking that to channeling and psychics and all of this weird stuff that kind of goes on in the mind of someone who does voice impersonations. Like, do you really become that character? Is there a background? Does this person have a story? And so it was a really good conversation. Shane also does a lot of work in trying to catch child predators on camera. He uses his voice to sound like an innocent little girl and lures child predators, these grown men who are trying to solicit them for sex over the internet, and they'll show up and bust the person almost like Chris Hansen style, meeting them on location and film and stuff like that. So we talked about that as well. If you stick around to the end, we also did some prank calls together. I busted out my Brother Wayne voice.
Hey, how you doing? I want to tell you about God and His Word and the wonderful plan He has for you. Praise God.
And it's funny. It's not very spiritual, but it's very funny, and laughter is a medicine. I hope you enjoy this episode, because I did. Stick around to the end. Peace, peace.
TruthSeekah and/or its affiliates are not responsible for any strange phenomena that may occur during or after listening to this podcast, which may include the following: heightened senses of awareness, psychic abilities, UFO sightings, alien contact, time loss, out-of-body experiences, ringing in the ears, ESP, lucid dreaming, increased synchronicities, astral projection, telepathy, stronger intuition, levitation, miraculous healings, and/or remote viewing. Please be advised to listen at your own discretion.
Won't you come and take me away? I just wanna be with you. Won't you come and take me away? To a place to walk on troubled seas, faith to stand when I don't believe. I just wanna be with you. Won't you come and take me away? I just wanna be with you. Won't you come?
You are now locked into the TruthSeekah Podcast.
Gargoyles! Psychics! Everything's ungodly! Dark savage!
Streaming live at TruthSeekah.com.
She's not a Christian!
Give it up, y'all.
Your portal to the paranormal, esoteric, and all things spiritual.
She's tampering in dark-sided stuff!
And now, your host, TruthSeekah.
Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? We are live with this impromptu episode of the TruthSeekah Podcast. It is 10:57 p.m. my time, and impromptu show, but we're going to make it happen. We're going to get it in, and these are always the best. So it's going to be good. Make sure you guys stick around for this episode. Want to say a quick thank you to everybody who's been supporting the show via Patreon. All of my Patreon supporters. This show does not happen without your help. So thank you guys so much for all the support, all the faith, and all the belief. And thank you guys for what you're doing. Shout out to you guys. If you would like to support, head on over to patreon.com/TruthSeekah. There you get access to my entire discography of work. It's 200 plus songs. You get access to our Thursday night School of the Mystics, which is the community aspect to what we're building here with the podcast, our Discord app, bunch of other really cool stuff. Patreon.com/TruthSeekah. Check it out. Also, my new book is out, Spirit Realm, Angels, Demons, Spirits, and the Sovereignty of God, Foreword by Jordan Maxwell. The new book is out, and today, finally, it is on Kindle. So all of you Kindle users, it is out there for you guys to pick up there too. Make sure you check it out. Hopefully we'll get an audio book very soon as well. So make sure you check it out. Thank you guys for all the support as far as that's concerned with the book. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into today's conversation with my guest. We got a lot to talk about. My friend, Shane Coyles. What's going on, brother? How are you?
Bro, I'll tell you what, I'm a little thrown here, man. You're actually kind of a pretty big deal, dude. And I wasn't sure what I was getting into. I'm like, all right, I hope. And then I started listening to your stuff, bro. And the inspirational mixed with the actual you're not opposed to anything, talking about anything, and you don't see anything in one direction. You see it from both sides. So I'm really honored to be here. It's honestly, it's very rare do I just jump on any podcast or any radio show because, there's a lot of scrutiny in the media from what I do and what I've started up on Facebook. And sometimes you get targeted and you don't even know it. And you get behind the microphone. It's like, oh man, this guy's here to kill me.
I know. I figured there'd be some of that going on.
And some of that will probably, there's a lot of questions and a lot of different things. And I understand that it's a very controversial, topic of what I do, exposing child predators. But, keep in mind, when I created that whole entire movement, when I say created it, I didn't create it, actually. Let me rephrase this. I'm not the one that originated hunting down child predators, you know what I mean? But I did light the fire under the button in the United States, you know what I mean, on Facebook. And when I started doing that, man, I was in toxicity, bro. I really was. I was on Adderall every day. I was addicted to, every kind of amphetamine you could think of, really out of my mind. And now on my 99th day in recovery today, man, it's like clarity comes full force to me, man. It really does. So it's an honor to be here, bro. It really is.
Sure, man. I want to talk to you a little bit about all of that, like everything you mentioned and more. I want to get into it. I'm going to break down some of the science behind it, what pushes you. But for those people who don't know who you are and what you bring to the table, just kind of give a quick introduction about what you do. Yeah. I know you wear many hats, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to have you on as well. So.
And I tell you, man, I wish I had one of them hats right now. It's like 23 degrees here in New York City, man. I just got, as you know, I got out of the car and grabbed some earbuds, man. I came back like a popsicle, bro. It was freezing. What I do, originally I started out just doing prank calls and doing comedy. And it took off. It did really well. But again, I was high every day, and I never, had what it took to get it managed properly. Never got an agent. Never did anything with it other than just prank people and get them really angry. You know what I mean? And after a while, you get sued from a few people that you prank called. Hooters. No, I don't have a gag order on it anymore, man. But yeah, Hooters sued the hell out of me. It became like, man, why am I even doing this now? I'm prank calling people. Yeah, I'm getting likes, shares, and laughs. But I'm also getting taken to court here and there, man. It's not worth it. So I kind of took a dive back, started doing a little bit more comedy on stage. Again, wasn't getting the views that I thought I would get. Wasn't getting, don't get me wrong, my material's phenomenal according to people, but it was like, you know what? Let's do something different. Let's really do something different. And this is fresh out of prison, too. I did 4 years in prison for possession. And out of prison, the first thing you want to do is make it in the world. You know what I mean? You got 2 feet, you jump both feet in, and it's just the craziest thing. Instead of slowing down to get there faster, I sped up and didn't get there. You know what I mean? So I started doing this child predator movement. I know the UK was doing it first. I seen them out there doing it, and they got police backing. They really do. They have every bit of police backing known to man. They can actually tackle the child predators and put them in handcuffs. It's amazing. I know that you're not allowed to do that here in the United States, but I do know that I studied the laws of catfishing and basically what I do is I place an ad on social media in a catfish style stating that I'm a 14-year-old female home alone. You could imagine what that attracts. All of a sudden, all these guys will start calling me these pervert pedophiles. And I use my ability to change my voice to a female voice to make them think they're talking to a little girl. So what I'll do is the phone will ring and my voice is shot too. So it might be a little raspy. These guys will call. I'll answer the phone like a little girl like this.
Hello. Hey, what's up? How are you? Yeah, it's Jennifer Delia. Okay, cool. All right, I'll see you there.
And then we go and meet them live on Facebook, in person, annihilate them, expose them, try to get them arrested. But 99.9% of the police out there will not work with us. They won't work with any child predator hunter. They, speaking of police, I think they're behind me now. I'm double parked, but he'll wait. They just really don't. They don't support it. None of them do, and not none of them, actually. I do have the support on one case that I did recently, and it was a blessing because the guy got taken off the streets. But basically, it started hundreds of teams out there all over the place doing it. Not every team is in it for the right reasons. but you can't tell. You don't have a way to tell unless you see somebody's heart, like with X-ray vision. You can't tell if they're in it for their, the likes and shares of it, the fame of it. Maybe they got some kind of fascination with control, whatever it is. Not everybody is in it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And, it's pretty much.
It's something that's kind of blowing up on Facebook too. Hey, with your mic, I think your mic is like clapping against something.
Okay, yeah, you know what? Because I moved my head and my hands.
Yeah.
How about now? Is that any better?
Yeah, we're good. So, I'm seeing all these videos on Facebook and on YouTube of all these people like, catching predators and setting them up and filming them and meeting them in Walmart and the kids section and following them around, and it's so prevalent, man. And then on top of that, I think it's worth the discussion right now with the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing and like that stuff kind of coming to the forefront, like and like people being abducted and kidnapped and these children and stuff like that. And you're like catching people who are like possible. They're possible. They're possible. They're trying to take your kids, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It really is. And the thing is, there's a lot of groups out there, and I'm not going to name any. Is my mic still hitting around?
You're good.
Or is it okay?
You're good now. We're good.
Basically, there's a lot of guys out there that don't do the due diligence like I do. When I first started this thing, I haven't ever had a child predator bust and be like, oh, man, you're the wrong guy. Oh, no, actually, you know what? I did run up on one guy, but I realized he was the wrong guy before I did it. But I haven't gotten one guy where I bust him as a child predator, and he turns out that he's not a child predator. Everyone 100% that I have done is 100% guilty as charged. And they're not even charged, but you know what I mean. The chat logs, the history, the phone calls. The way I do it is different. A lot of the other guys, because they can't do a female voice, and not a lot of them use a female decoy. And if they do, it's just through the keyboard. I show you guys everything. You hear the conversations of these pedophiles. Is it bouncing around a little bit, my microphone?
Yeah, it's some weird click every now and then.
Okay, here, wait, let me pop this sucker off. I'm going to hold it in my hand like this. Tell me if it is that any better? Or is it
seems good now, yeah.
Okay, my bad, bro. But, these child predator busts that I do, I get 100% of everything in front of you. You guys see the chat logs. You see the actual bust. You hear the phone call. You know what I mean? The phone call that's going on is the child predator here talking to a little girl, which is really me. You know what I mean? But it's really horrible that we can't get police backing. But on the same token, I understand it too, because you've got a bunch of guys that emulate vigilantes running wild with no training, no safety precautions, nothing. All of us, 95% of us are too proud with our own egos that, we don't need no protection. We don't need nothing because you want to look good. And in all actuality, it's dangerous as hell, bro. I mean, I had my rotator cuff ripped by getting hit by a child predator in his car. He used it as a weapon. Yeah. And ran me, man. It was horrible. And that was live on Facebook too. But, all in all, without police backing, there's no getting them off the streets unless you get them in a medical facility, which I just did recently. I convinced the child predator. I had to come up with a new loophole, a new way to work this thing and get him off the streets. And I convinced this child predator to go turn himself in. And during the psychosocial evaluation, he admitted that he was going to hurt a child, and boom, right away, gone.
Yeah, that's interesting, man, because, I've seen you guys try to get law enforcement involved, and for the most time, they get annoyed that you guys and other people are doing this. You're like, look, I'm doing your work for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've got him for you. Put the handcuffs on him and take him to jail. He's trying to meet a kid here, man. And then they tell you, well, you're not supposed to be doing this. And even in the, you were just interviewed by Inside Edition, and they're like making little comments. It's very dangerous, and I wish they wouldn't do it. And they don't have the proper training. And it's like, man.
But in the same breath, if you watch that Inside Edition video, in one long breath, the woman says, well, police officials are getting very, very annoyed with this, and they say it does no good for the public. And here's a predator that they busted, and he was sentenced to 5 years in prison. It's like, yo, you guys are contradicting yourselves, man. Like, for real, like, it's no good, but you just showcased one of the ones that my buddy Anthony Green got 5 years handed down to the guy. I mean, it is what it is, bro. It's like, unfortunately, we live in a day and age in society where there are three realms that will never disappear. Racism will never disappear. Child predatorial nature will never disappear, and drugs will never disappear. How do you corral all of those things together and get closure, conclusion, and without repercussion. There's too many different sides, ethnicities, backgrounds, cultures, all that interact, and egos, number one. I mean, if everybody buckled down, if every parent that loves their child buckled down, taught their child the proper child safety, and did their part in watching their children and watching their social media activity, it would cut 50%. I mean, how could it not? You know what I mean?
You're right.
So, I mean, it's crazy. It really is.
You're right.
It's sad. It's real sad.
I thought I seen some videos recently with what's his name, Chris Hansen, trying to sue some people who are doing this, or they're like kind of taking his stick or whatever, and he's getting upset because he's kind of like got the you know what I'm saying, the market cornered or something. Is that something that's going on? Chris Hansen from Dateline NBC. Bro.
You got wait, hold on, let me see this here. You got some yuppie, and I call him a yuppie because the guy, he's just like, one thing I hate seeing, bro, is I hate seeing people do it that have no care in the world about what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing more than a hypocrite child predator hunter. They're not hunting child predators, they're hunting likes and shares.
Yeah.
And there's quite a few of them out there, bro. You know, without naming names, I will name one name, Cassidy Campbell. You know, and I say this in essence because this man has completely taken everything that we built and he's pretending to be Chris Hansen, like literally like, you know, I'm Cassidy Campbell, have a seat. The whole Chris Hansen bit, everything. So, I mean, that's like, yo, not for anything, dude, stick to the comedy. You know, you don't want to, he doesn't answer me either. Like, you know, he's a big guy and this and that, bro. I used to get 5,000 people every time I pressed live.
Yeah.
I know what it's like to be at the top and how hard it is to answer people, but I also know how easy it is to answer people too. You know what I mean?
Is he the guy who was doing the what was it, Omegle live chat and like chat roulette? Have you seen those guys?
No,
who are doing the chat roulette, and then there's just like naked dudes laying there, and then you know one chat. It's like a chat room that's like spinning.
Yeah,
or
I use Monkey. I use a program called Monkey to do that. I put in the description 14-year-old female. I cover my camera.
Yeah.
And here's these guys, but I can't put that live on Facebook because these guys come in there with their with their junk out. And but they'll get on the camera. I'm like, hey, what's up? You don't care that I'm like 14? And it goes, no, not at all, sweetheart. Show me your. Okay, hold on. And then I'll pull the camera. Hey, hi, how are you? You know, it's more comedic because you can't get them any justice. Exactly. I mean, there's nothing you can do about them. You know, but
dirty bastards.
Cassidy Campbell does like comedy, and it was disgustingly upsetting because I messaged this dude nonstop. You know, we're in the same realm. He's getting millions of views because he's been doing it for God knows how long, or he's not even getting millions of views. I don't know if he is or not, but I know he's a funny dude, bro. Like, dude is comedy all the way, comedy. And all of a sudden, I see him literally dressed up like Chris Hansen in a suit in a house with the exact rundown that To Catch a Predator was with Chris Hansen. Now, if there's anybody being sued, it's probably him. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he's literally he's like, I'm Cassidy Campbell. You come up with a different name.
Have some cookies. Yeah,
he's even saying that, like the whole line, bro. Yeah. Like, and it's like, come on, man. Like this stuff isn't a joke. You know what I mean? Like, yo, if you're gonna do it for the righteous reason of saving kids and getting these people, you know, their face out there and the awareness for the parents. Don't sit there doing it. My bad, dude. Hold on this microphone. Don't sit there doing it like, you know, oh man, I'm gonna be seen and I'm gonna be next to Chris Hansen. To hell with Facebook, to hell with YouTube, to hell with anything, bro. You know how many busts I've done that haven't been live, haven't even been recorded? Like, man, I'm dead serious, bro. I whooped the hell out of a child predator, and it wasn't on Facebook. I could have easily pressed play and gotten live and stuff like that. Yeah, it would have been great entertainment, but the fact of the matter is, it's not entertainment, because I don't know if anybody's entertained by it. Really, they should be intrigued by it and raised aware of it. You know what I mean? And that's really how I feel. And that's only because I'm sober now. When I was high every day, bro, yeah, I'll be the first to tell you, man, I wanted as many people liking and sharing. And I had the ego and I cared about what I was wearing and what I was dressed like. Now I care about these guys getting off the streets, man. Like, legitimately, I want them off the streets. And the last one that I did was set the bar for all the other predator hunters, man. I showed you, okay, if the cops aren't working with you, this is how you do it. You got to get in the child predator's head and you got to send them to the hospital right in front of you and have them admit what they came to do. And then boom, the hospital's recommendation overpowers your recommendation. They got to call the cops. And then there you go. Wow. You know? And it worked. Great.
How many times, because I've seen you just hold yourself back, how many times do you just want to fire off on these guys, especially when they get an attitude, or especially when they get cocky with you, and you're like, it's like taking everything in you to hold yourself back.
Like there's been 4 altercations where I knocked the child predator out. All 4 times they've been knocked out, and it's been repetitive, ground and pound on top of them. But that's only because they swung first.
Yeah.
I have enough sense to know, man, if I start wailing off on somebody, I'm going to jail, bro.
Yeah.
And what I didn't think about was these child predators, if you knock the hell out of them, they're not going to jail no matter what. There's the case out the window, so you can't. So you got to really be reserved. Mm-hmm. I'm not reserved. I have good control, but it is very, very difficult, bro, because as a father, I see my daughter's image and my son's image in my head as I'm talking to these people. Yeah. And it's like, how do you control that, man? It's really difficult. It really is. And it takes a good amount of control and discipline to control yourself. I mean, it really does. A lot of times cameras went off too, man. And every group you'll hear say that, oh, we turned the cameras off. And probably 95% of them are lying to you. They never have turned cameras off and beat anybody. I have, man, because I was high on cocaine and Adderall, and that was the first thing I wanted to do, just let out aggression. And it was stupid. It was ignorant. You know what I mean? And ignorance is bliss, and it's not what we try to create. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, kudos for the work that you're doing there, man. Let's take it down a notch and get I want to talk about some other stuff. I want to talk about some of these prank calls and stuff, man, and how your mind works with that. Obviously, when you heard the intro, we talk about psychics, and I interview a lot of psychics. I have a lot of psychic friends. I look into the paranormal and things like that.
Nice.
The call that you did the other day, you called a psychic hotline, and I was trying to I was working out and listening to it, and I was just on my face the majority of the time.
Bro, I just posted it. I just edited it out and posted it too. It's on my page.
Man, it's beautiful, and so I'll post it in the show notes. But you guys have to go watch it. So he called a psychic hotline, and the lady, I guess she gets commission on how many credit cards she signs up or whatever. So she stayed on the line. But so I talked to a lot of psychics. I look into the phenomena. That call was gold, right? A lot of the stuff you've done comedy wise is just gold, and we're busting out laughing, and laughter's a medicine, man. So but talking about the psychic phenomena, I talked to a lot of channelers. Okay?
Nice.
And so, and I know you have friends and stuff as well in those fields, but I want to talk to you about approaching it from someone who does voices and personas, like these characters that you've created, Abigail Cranston, Jennifer Adelia, and so many more. Like, these people have stories. Like, these people have a family and lifestyles, and like you're able to switch back and forth and almost channel
so quickly
these people that you've created. Like, they have backstories in your head, like, friends and things that they like and don't like, and it allows you to almost channel these characters that you've created, right?
You know what? That's crazy that you put it that way, because honestly, that's really what it feels like, man. Like, and when I say that, like, people are like, how do you go back and forth? And, I could write and this is something I can't show you now. I don't have two pencils. I can write 2 different sentences at the same time with my hands, which is the most awkward thing. And it's not like I practiced them. You could tell me to send 2 different sentences, and I can write them with my hands. And I don't know if anybody else, I never Googled it, but I'm sure a lot of people could do it. But when I get into these, that had nothing to do with anything we're talking about, by the way. Sorry. The characters that I get into, it's like, as I'm getting ready to do a prank call, man, I fall into Abigail. Well, what's that, dear? You're talking about me? Yeah, Abigail, I'm actually talking about how I become you. Well, dear, you always have been me. Well, I'll say that to a man staring in the mirror, and I don't have a pair of soggy-breasted cow stomach chest. Don't you disrespect me, dear. I'm not trying to. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Yes, you know what I mean? Like, I fall into these characters, bro, and I'm able to have conversations with 3 or 4 of them at the same time. So it is pretty intense, dude. It really is. Yeah. And a good friend of mine is also a psychic. Charlene, the she-wolf spirit.
I've heard the name.
Australia, bro. She's off the hook, man. Charlene Jurgensen. You got to check her out. And then Mandy Takalix. I don't know if you know her. Mm-hmm. I'm actually going to have a reading done by her tomorrow in person, so it should be pretty cool. it's gonna be neat, man. Like, it really is. But yeah, the psyche of it is, it's definitely fallen into character, bro.
Yeah.
And either I deserve an Oscar and a Grammy, or I deserve a Ouija board, one or the other, man.
I think they go hand in hand. And the funny thing is, I told you I wanted to go deep with you. I did a study and I did a whole video on personas and looking up the word for channeling familiar spirits. And the word channeling goes back to the word ventriloquist, being able to. So it's like the shy, nerdy guy has the puppet on his hand, and that puppet allows him, it acts as a scapegoat. He's able to say things through the puppet or through the character that he would never be able to look at a hot woman. Hey, look at those breasts. Oh my God, we've seen that so many times, but they would never say it. Again, Jennifer, Adelia, and all these other characters that like enable you to say things that Shane would never say to a person in a million years.
That's cool, man. That's crazy that you pinpointed that on the head. Like, I never thought of it like that, man. I never did. And that's deep. That really is, because it's the truth, man. Like, I could say some stuff online and get away with it right now, and it's not me.
So, like, I can say whatever I want.
No, Jennifer, be quiet.
No. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I can say whatever I want, and it's not me, because then I go like, oh, man, she's crazy. So it is pretty intense, man. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've kind of approached it from studying it, but from doing voices myself my whole life, and like,
nice, man.
Knowing how like I get into character, and like how I gotta, sometimes you'll change your draw and the way you talk, your eyes do a little weird thing, and you kind of really get in.
Yeah.
And these people have backstories. Maybe they remind you of an uncle or some old redneck that you met in the backwoods country, or a character on TV, and you kind of do your own versions, but they kind of come to life, man. I've always found that really interesting, and like, because I study the channeling phenomena too, and it's like, I think that it's almost like the channeling phenomena for some of those people, they create a scapegoat, because I think that they really feel some of this stuff deep down about like their past life, or maybe even they pick it up psychically, but they don't want to like say it because maybe they're embarrassed, maybe nobody would believe them, but you would believe, people who channel Michael Jackson, because he's or God, Christians in the church, we channel God, and God told me to tell you this, or, and even changing your demeanor and the way that you share it, and it's coming through. But I find it really interesting, man.
Yeah, bro, you're spot on, correct, because there's a lot of times, like, and that goes all the way deep down to relationships too. Like, if you're in a relationship with somebody, like my fiance, we could be talking, and I might want to say something sarcastic as hell to her, but if I say it as myself, it's either a smack in the face or I get looked at like I'm sick. But, we'd be laying in, all right, dear, you ready to have sex now? And still laughing. But if it was me, like, hey, dear, you ready to have sex now? Well, okay, no, Abigail asked, so let's do it, And it's the truth. And that's the psychological point of it, which is really cool, because now that you pointed that out, I can actually use that even to more of my advantage in my prank calls and stuff like that, dude. Like, that's wild, man. That's real wild.
It's crazy. It's almost like the power of suggestion as well. Like,
Yeah, bro. Absolutely, man. The power of suggestion is amazing. And I know I know a lot of psychics as well. And I know a lot of people that claim to be psychic, and I've watched, and that's, if you look at my prank call, the one that I just did, I mean, I'm using the power of suggestion. All right, dear, you're thinking of a number between 1 and 5. All right, you got that number? Yes, I see it. I know you do. Yes, ma'am. All right, is the number 3? No. Do you see how I did that, dear? I know that it's not number 3. I want to move forward the way you are. I mean, it's just, it's wild, but I know
those people too. The weird thing about it, though, I have to tie them together, because I think you understand how the psychic mind works and how the psyche works in general of these personas and what we want to hear. And, there's a part of that psychic phone call, they want to hear something. Tell me I'm going to do better. Tell me I'm going to get that job. Tell me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you already know that.
There's a relationship here.
You did that joking. I wonder if you, like, tried to do a psychic thing and, like, really took it serious. You would, because the psychology behind it. You'd be making a lot of money.
Really, Tyler Henry.
Yeah, you'd be making a lot of money, man.
It is crazy, man. my grandmother, she was really good with, with ESP, and she was really good with like well, number one, as a little kid, automatically we all think either A, our parents have eyes on the back of their head, or B, they're psychic. You know what I mean? So I chose B because my nanny didn't have eyes on the back of her head. So I automatically grew up thinking she was psychic, and she would do the whole hand over the candle. And no matter what, you're looking at it and you want to see that flame lift. So you might see it flicker and it lifted. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it didn't. And it's like, you get to know somebody and you learn about them. If they stay in character, you're not going to know them as something else. So automatically, like, really, we are who we want to be, providing that there's consistency and steadiness in being that person. So a lot of the fakes, and when I say fakes, I don't even like using that word, but a lot of the ones that are out there scamming and saying they're psychic and stuff like that, they'll do background checks on people in the whole 9 yards before they, and that's why, a lot of the churches, or the congregational halls where and not saying amen, everybody on the right side say amen, everybody on the left side say amen now, like, and I'm going to put my hands on your head and you're going to fall. That's right, you're going to fall. You're going to feel the spirit's going to go through you and you're going to fall. That is standing in front of 1,000 people. If they don't fall, they didn't get the spirit. They want the spirit. Yeah. The guy said you're going to fall. There's 1,000 people there. Yeah. If you don't fall, you don't get the spirit, and you know what I mean. Yeah. So it's like you got to fall. I mean, and it's crazy. I also do that. I believe that there is, very true laying of hands and stuff like that. I mean,
I'm with you, man. I'm with you on both sides. I put out a video, and I was asking, like, as far as like miracles are concerned, like, when is it okay to like stage a miracle? Because I believe in real miracles, right? And but there are those events where they have this person, and I went through a video. There was 2 videos. The same woman, she had a withered hand. Her arm was all drawn up. Out? Yep. Came out, and it looked, oh my God, a miracle, praise God. But then there was another video in a big congregation. The same woman did it again for another pastor, and it's like, hold on, she's a plant.
She's got double joints or something.
Yeah, it's like, I like to play the devil's advocate. It's like, maybe they're praying for her and her arm's reaching out, but then it just kind of draws back up, and they got to pray again to get it back.
Because she stopped praying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
1995.
Yeah, but it's the power of suggestion. Like, one miracle, it creates electricity in the atmosphere of like, wow, bro, maybe God can heal me too. And you want to give in, you want to pay more money, you want to start coming to this church or listen to it's an instant validation that's built on a lie. Like, they lied to get that instant validation, which, psychics and characters and actors and everyone taps into that. It's really weird. You muted.
Wait, can you still hear me, brother?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
You're good.
That's another thing, even the ones that are, I forget what the name of it was. It was with Steve Martin. I'm sorry, man. His phone's nonstop. It was with Steve Martin. Here, hold on. Real quick. I'm sorry, brother. Got phone calls coming in here. Steve Martin. Was it My Blue Heaven? No, he's playing a pastor. And he's doing the whole thing. He's got shockers in his hands to shock the people. But make a long story short, even the ones that are creating this big realm, and it's all based on just conning and manipulation and power of suggestion too. Yeah. I believe that people can even benefit from that. Yeah. Because if you yourself believe, no matter whether it's real or not, if you truly believe in that, it no longer becomes about that idolization of what you're believing in. It becomes on the hope generated from inside of your belief and your passions and your wants and needs. And I think that if we could train ourselves to be passionate about everything in life that's positive, I mean, even negative stuff, it's like, how do I say this, man? All right. Well, here's a question. Who made up the curse words in the world, all the English language curse words? Who says that the F word is a bad word? Who's the one man or the one person that said that? Does it arrive from a Latin culture or a Latin word? Or, who's to say that the human body is so private and it has to be clothed? Now, not for anything. I got 5 fingers on my hands that if I dangle them down like this, I mean, it's not like anything else dangling down. Why aren't my fingers covered up? You know what I mean? Why is it that my lower body has to be covered up, but my neck is exposed? All of this stuff that is generated from just humanity itself.
Social constructs.
God, man.
The patriarchy.
Yeah, bro. Like, man, hell with it. Let's all run naked, man. Nothing's private now. I'm just kidding, man. But I mean, I believe that, everything's derived from something. And that one something, if it was different, then everything else would be different. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be derived. Like if the F word meant love, then love would be the F word and the F word would be love. So why not derive our own situations, our own ways of life? And when I say derive our own ways of life, just because everybody's going straight in the one way, yeah, you got to go straight. But there's another way to get there. You could walk, you could cut through the houses, different with, I don't know, man. If it sounds crazy, let me know. But I think like this all the time, bro.
No, I'm really with you. I'm finding the beauty in everything. I'm with you on that.
Cool, man.
For sure.
And it's just, in everything in general, man. And I try to break things down, and I call it shelving them in compartments, whatever. But like hate, you could generate a bunch of different feelings with the word hate, anger, sadness, things that would cause hate or cause pain. And in love, the same thing. So if you can compartmentalize everything in its own genre, in its own category, rather than summing it up, hate, anger, angst, famine, anxiety is all part of negative, Well, how about anger? Identify that emotion. Identify anger and what's causing it, rather than just throwing yourself in, hey, I'm classification, I'm depressed. You know what I mean? If you classify yourself out of all these emotions into one classification, and that's all you're going to be. You're going to be depressed, and doctors are going to say, well, you need antidepressants. Rather than just identifying yourself, meditating, knowing your body, knowing what's causing my depression are 5 separate things. How am I going to handle each separate thing individually? And when I handle them, they start erasing. So then, of course, the depression will erase. You know what I mean? And it's just a matter of taking the time to identify emotions. And that's what I learned how to do in rehab, man. Like, I learned how to really identify.
Did you go through the 12 steps?
Yeah, I'm going through them now. I'm on step number 9 right now.
Awesome.
99 days clean, and I'm on step number 9. I think I'm going to be on step number 9 for quite some time, man, making amends with with all the people that I've hurt, And it's a blessing. I'm sorry, man. You're probably hearing all kinds of microphone. Okay, bro.
Make it happen.
Yeah, I'll try and sit still, which is real hard for
move.
Me. Yeah.
And so, what about when it comes to like doing voices and stuff? And is there a disconnect, or how did you get past it? Was it ever a thing with showing your face? Because I'm still kind of weird. I like to like it's different if you can't see me versus everyone's looking at you or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done it for crowds and friends with everybody's in a circle, and you got the cell phone, and I'm calling all their friends. And I know you've done similar things too. But like, I guess on the internet or whatever, like I got characters that I get into, but there's a weird disconnect of like, okay, you're looking at me. I know your face morphs a little bit. You get into character. Was there a disconnect with showing your face with this at all, or what?
It started out as a young kid doing prank calls and stuff. Like the first original time that I ever changed my voice was when I cut school and my teacher said, hey, I'm calling your mom. Well, I had a little squeaky little boy's voice. I couldn't do no man voice, so I couldn't pretend to be my dad. So the first time I ever showcased a voice was when it came naturally to me on the phone with my face hidden to my teacher, and I pretended to be my mother. And for years, I did it without anybody seeing, because it was just prank calls, a couple of friends in the room and stuff like that. But for years, it was just over the phone. But then it got to the point where, like, okay, man, I'm loving this spotlight in front of all of my friends.
Yeah.
Let me step
Making
it up
them laugh.
Yeah. Yeah. Like they're seeing me do this. So let me start, and I really get into the characters, like facial expressions and everything. And that's where, falling into the character, like you said, or becoming that character, it really does make a difference. Like, I mean, if I'm talking to you now, like, for example, and again, I see no sexuality, no race, no color, nothing, but I'm going to say, if I was acting like I was my feminine male voice, it's Brock Renton, right away I'm going to pucker my lips out a little bit. I'm going to shake my head as I'm talking, and all the stereotypical things that one would think. This way it actually creates a better result than if I was, hey, what's up? Can you hear me? Yeah. Now you just hear a lisp. You could pick it out what it is and what I'm acting like. But it's that acting, theater of the mind, along with visual. It all ties in together for a more perfect, creation in the
character.
End. Like I'm a
you become the character. The funny thing is too, have you seen that documentary with Jim Carrey where he was becoming Andy Kaufman?
Yeah, man.
And he's like going into the science. He like literally became him. So much so, talking about the channeling stuff, is like he was talking to the dude's family members who were, because he's deceased. Jim Carrey became it as for a character, but he stayed in character. He never left character, and they felt like they were talking with their dad who had passed away years before.
Which I seen that, and that was amazing, man. Like, Jim Carrey's one of the greats. Robin Williams, man, one of the best. You know what I mean? The same thing with him. When these guys do these acting roles, look what they were doing beforehand. You know what I mean? Before they got into these acting roles, like Jim Carrey was always doing prank calls. He was doing all that stuff. I got videos of Jim Carrey, not that I know him or even ever met him, but I have some real rare footage, man. I'll share with you of Jim Carrey as a kid doing prank calls and doing this and doing it. You know what I mean? And it's like, it really is a whole other class of people. Guys like you and I that do voices, we're different than the people that don't in so many ways. Like you said, man, there's different lifestyles that you have to know inside your mind and your body in order to do these voices. So it's like, man, no matter what, whether you've ever seen the character that you're doing or not, you're creating it somehow, some way that, the disconnection is actually always there. The connection is always there. It's just whether you choose to showcase it and let it ride or not. You know what I mean? Like showcasing it, bro, there's nothing wrong with not being seen while doing voices. It's a mystery. But while doing the voices, it's literally, in my opinion, just a work of art, being able to actually, see somebody doing, like when I watch Robin Williams, man, and I watch tapes and tapes of him, and it's a sin. And we'll get into this if you want to, man, the sad clown aspect of things too, because that's so real in itself. But yeah, watching Robin Williams do Mrs. Doubtfire, when he became Mrs. Doubtfire, bro, he became Mrs. Doubtfire. You know what I mean? Like, and he knew it, you know what I mean? And it was amazing. Like, it really is something that, guys like you and I really do need to take more pride in ourselves, because it really is a great thing, man. It really is. And, they
get into character, man. They'll stay in, like Jack Sparrow, like what was his name, Johnny Depp. Man. He's going out to eat, doing all this weird, after hours, staying in character, so that he just got it down and he became that Jack Sparrow, and it put on a hell of a performance, right? Won everybody over. And most of those people who do it, they do it and they stay in it, and they study everything they can about it,
And that's the beauty part about creating, Jennifer Delia, for me, the female character. Like, bro, I can, if I got offered a lead movie role playing a female named Jennifer in a play, I mean, I would kill it, because I've been doing it for years, and I stay. Like, I mean, I'll do it even just not recording and doing prank calls. You know what I mean?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, okay. So, like, if I were to have, like, this interview with you as her, like, I would be more animated, like the way I'm talking now, like a female would. But, I mean, if I'm talking to you like this, man, I'm just talking to you myself. It's literally two separate people, man. That's pretty intense.
There's something else too, though, because a lot of people can do voices, like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people can do voices, but being able to fire, being able to snap, coming up with comedy, like the voice is one thing, and that's just a whole realm in of itself. But being able to work a crowd who's listening to you make a prank call, and what's funny for me, and I think you can kind of agree with this, is like, what the funny things with the prank call is, like, keep it normal, keep it serious, go far left, and then bring it back and try to keep them in it.
Always.
So it's like, hey, you're talking to a regular person, and then like, hey, I got a couple hogs running down the road. I need you to gather them up, bring them to the house. I need you to help me with this, and whatever it is. And they're like, who is this person? And then you bring it back, so they're like, is this a prank or is this real? Like, you know what I'm saying? There's like a whole nother level to it versus, hey, I just do voices. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm an entertainer. I'm a comedian. I can think, in situations. Did you watch a lot of TV coming up?
Believe it or not, man, I watched, like as a kid, but I can't tell you the last thing I've seen on TV, bro. It's been that long. Like, and again, that goes to prison too. I did 4 years in prison for possession charges. And in prison, man, you're very rarely watching TV. And if you are, you're not watching what you want to watch anyway. And if you try to put on what you want to watch, you're going to get stabbed. So I honestly haven't sat down and watched a movie in probably 4 years, bro.
But what about as a kid, though? Was you like alone a lot, watching TV and raised by Nick at Night and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, well, I watched my dad.
Mama's
my dad
Family. What about Mama's Family and Mama?
Yeah,
Can you do Mama?
No, I'm better if I listen to it.
Yeah.
And then I register, and then I can do it. Like, I'm bad on the spot, and then it's like, it's not worth me saying, I can do it, and then it doesn't sound like it. But you give it in an iPod in my ear for 10, 15 minutes and I'll master it, bro.
When you did the demon the other day, when you was going back and forth with the characters and then the little demon, dude, that was like perfect Smeagol even. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, it was more or less like, it almost was like, hold on, you're talking about me. Oh, sorry, bro. They come in every now and then. What did you say? Not you. He's talking to me. All right, dear, I'm here too, honey. You're not here. Yes, I am. No, you're not. You know, like that stuff, bro. Like I literally imagine myself, and this is kind of crazy, but call me crazy if you will, I will too. I literally imagine myself being possessed. Like, all right, if I was, you know what I mean? Like just flipping out and doing crazy. Yeah. And it's like, then you have to fall and get stuck in character. Yeah. And if you could separate those characters like I did in that prank call, and that prank call, bro, it's so long. And a lot of the reasons why a lot of my stuff hasn't gone million viral and stuff like that is because I keep it going, bro. You know, because I'm having fun. It's not about the virality or viralness of it, man. It's excuse me, I'm sorry, man. I'm starting to sound like a demon with this New York City weather. And it's like I could have laryngitis, strep throat, and still I'm going to always be here. And I have no idea how that is. Because if my voice sounds like this, I don't know how I'm doing this.
For sure.
It's crazy, man.
Have you ever heard of Walton and Johnson?
Walton and Johnson. Sounds familiar.
It's a radio station. It's two radio DJs, and they're definitely prominent in the South, but they're all over, right? They're syndicated. But it's two guys who are in the studio, and they both do themselves and maybe 3 characters each. And whenever you're listening, it sounds like a group of guys. There's like you know what I'm saying? There's a gay voice that they do. There's a black guy that they do. There's a redneck guy. You know, some of the stereotypes. They're so good at it that I'll have friends listening, and they're like, "Hey, man, every time they talk about something having to deal with race or black culture, the black guy always chimes in. Why is he always got something to say?" It was like, dude, that's one of their characters. That's like, bro. They're like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "There's 2 people having and they're really good at it." If you get a chance to check out one of their shows, man, they don't do anything on camera. I can't find any camera stuff. It's all just audio.
It's all they probably also have the ability to sample stuff too. Because I know if I did I was a guest appearance on a show that a guy that does that, and he was like one of the first ones I ever heard doing it. His name's Phil Hendry. Yeah. I don't know if you ever heard of Phil Hendry. Look him up. He does the same thing. It's only him and 5 different characters doing a radio show, but he uses a digital 360 shortcut. This way he's got the laughter of himself in the background. He can press it like, so then he's talking, you hear, back and forth. Yeah. But I mean, the guy's a genius too, like those guys. What are those guys' names?
Walton and Johnson radio show.
Walton and Johnson. I got to check it out, man, for sure.
That's interesting because cool. I did something one time, and all of like, so I have a character called Brother Wayne, and he's like a Southern Baptist hardcore hellfire brimstone preacher, right?
Hell yeah. Yeah.
And so I do the character a lot. I do prank calls. I do a lot of just viral videos of him ranting, and
man, we gotta do some stuff, man.
For real. There was like no videos of me, and people thought he was a real character. So there was the thing of the mystique that everybody, and I took a random guy's picture and like, okay, I think he looks like this guy. And so everybody's like, I mean, I'm going in, I'm trolling people, and they think it's a real dude because I never showed the face. And so when I showed my community that it was me and doing it on camera, they're like,
they're tripping, right?
"Oh my God, that's you." And they were like blown away. I remember sitting in somebody's house and I was playing them a video, and they were getting mad because I was like making fun of their favorite Christian band. They follow the Satan. They ain't walking with God. God is not in anything they're doing. And there's a Southern drawl. And he was getting mad, and I was like, "Hey, bro." I said, "That's me." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Turn this off." I said, "No, that's me."
Character.
What are you talking about? And I just went in. "How you doing? Praise God. How you doing? God's doing a mighty work in your heart. Praise God." And he was like, put 2 and 2 together, and his mind was blown.
Man. That's cool, bro.
But I did I had another podcast we did called We Are the Trolls. It was a short-lived thing, but it was about four or five of us doing a radio show, and I pre-recorded myself calling in as a guest as this voice. And so I let him kind of go and kind of like cut each person down and cut me down and talk about my shirt.
Yeah.
Like I wore a Marilyn Manson shirt. And he's like, why you wear the damn Marilyn Manson shirt? You know, and they were like, who is this? It was hilarious, man. And I left places for it to pause and let them to respond back. But we took a phone call and I played it, and they were like, it just seems so surreal. People want me to do a whole interview, like an hour interview with that.
Bro.
It'd be super hard to do it for an hour.
I'll tell you what, man. You want to collab, man? We'll collab. We'll probably create some magic. What state are you out of, bro?
I'm in Alabama.
Alabama, man. Yeah. Damn, bro. I didn't even know that was a state. No, I'm just kidding,
Way
bro.
down here.
No,
you thought that was a slang word, right? It's a slang word up north. It's kind of funny. People call each other Bama if you're like uneducated. Man, you so Bama.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I heard a lot of it in Miami. A lot of people call a lot of Bamas down there in Miami, man. Bamas, they be wearing them cross-colored jeans and a big bright fire engine red shorts. I don't know if that's got anything to do with Alabama, but yeah, man, we ought to collab on something, man. Because I'm telling you, bro, failure is no longer an option for me. It's actually just a strength. And if I fail, bro, you better believe I'm succeeding times 2 failures, multiplied. And I got a lot of really good things coming up. I'm out here in New York on the side of the road right now because I just, I'm next week too. I'm going on this XM, Comedy Central radio out here in XM satellite radio, man. So it's going to be pretty cool, bro. So, man, you want to feature and like together, I'll feature on anything you want and vice versa, bro. For real, man.
That's awesome. Heck yeah, we'll definitely. I love networking and collaborating, just doing what we're doing now. You know what I'm saying?
That's how things happen, man. That's how things happen, bro. For real.
How many celebrities have you pranked, man?
In excess of 25, 30, definitely. James Franco, Gilbert Godfrey, Sean Puff Daddy Combs, God, man, Mark Wahlberg. That one didn't go over well. Johnny Drama, Beyonce Knowles. No, not Beyonce Knowles. The other one from Destiny's Child. I forget her name. The less important one, God, I had a friend, and I can say this now because he's no longer working. I had a friend that worked at Apple, and this dude was a beast. He hit me up, and he's like, bro, your prank calls to celebrities are fire. And I only had like D-list celebrities, Danny Bonaducci or something, you know what I mean? Which you could call him and tell him to get you a gallon of milk and drop it off on his way home. You know what I mean? And he will. Yeah. But I was pranking like D-list celebrities, no B's, no A's. And this guy hits me up, and he's like, bro, what would you do if I told you I could get you Eminem's number? I said, I would call you an effing liar. And he's like, well, what would you do if I told you I could? It goes on this whole big spiel. I'm like, all right, bro, what are you getting at? He's like, well, tell me whose number you want. Bro, this guy could get anybody's Apple ID. If they had an Apple ID, they had a phone number, and he had it. And he was the one in Apple that literally dealt with only celebrities. And it was like, bro, I still have a book this thick of celebrity numbers that I haven't even touched yet, bro. And a lot of them come from celebrity friends, because you build a friendship. If you make a celebrity laugh and honestly from the heart laugh, man, they want to make somebody else laugh, and they want to get their friends. So then it's like, all right, man, you got to build a trustworthy relationship with them. Like I've never and I never would sell a celebrity's number, give it out without them saying it's okay. And I built that trust with a lot of celebrity friends now. And not only does it create friendships, it creates like a network of phone numbers. Like, okay, cool. Look, he didn't give this number out. Let's give him this one now. And she'll give it Hannah Montana, bro. I got her. Yeah. Bro, I never even aired it because she flipped out so bad. Okay. Miley Cyrus flipped out unbelievably mad because I called her up as I acted like a Nickelodeon producer and started calling her like a derogatory word for a woman that sleeps around a lot. Many times, but just throwing it in there impromptu, like, okay, so Miley, let me just ask you a question, you little tramp. Are you willing? And she's like, wait, hold up. Did you just? No, I did not. Why would you say that? I just heard you call me a tramp. Okay. Do you feel like you are one? And bro, she got so fired up that she was screaming at the end, cursing at me, this and that. Yeah. And I have it. Like, I can let you hear it, but I can never air it because I promised. And if I ever put it out there, I would lose a lot of contacts. Yeah. She's a plug, bro.
For
She's
sure.
a plug big time, man.
Did you ever listen to the Jerky Boys? Did you?
You kidding me? Hell yeah.
Because, I mean, you're talking about, you know what I'm saying, taking these little jabs in conversation. That's something they used to do. And I used to listen to that stuff I would,
They're-
you know what I'm saying, memorize them all, bro.
Yeah,
And they would
Frank-
call us like, you know what I'm saying, is the Fat Muffin Man there? Is the Fat Muffin Man in? Where is that cheeky bastard anyway? It's just call somebody.
Pablo, honey, come back to Florida. Honey, we miss you. Yeah, bro. Johnny Brennan. And this is a funny story. It's embarrassing, but I've gotten through the embarrassment factor of it. For so long, you know, those are the icons. Those are the guys that capitalized off of doing prank calls.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, we were all doing prank calls at the same time, if not before them. But they were the first ones to say, hey, man, this can sell. And it did. 49 million albums inside of 3 months. Make a long story short, Johnny Brennan from the Jerky Boys, there's a way, okay, if somebody's real and they're alive and living, then there's a way to contact that person. You just have to find it.
Yeah.
And I'm a master at finding publicists and getting to them and,
IMDb.
you know, being able to jump
you
in
can
and
pay
out.
for an IMDb account to get their publicist info. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. And then it's up to you to just prank call them as another publicist. That's how I got James Franco's number. I called James Franco's ex-publicist, and I did the research first because I'm thinking, what better way to get a celebrity's number than find an enemy that knows them or somebody that had a quarrel with them and then talk about that quarrel. And, bro, I manipulated the hell out of her. And, Amy, I apologize if you happen to see this. Yes, I did steal his number from you, and I pretended to be Al Pacino's publicist. That didn't exist. I was like, hey, what's up, Amy? How are you? Me and Al were talking, and we both know that you're connected with James. I know what happened, and I know why you're not with him anymore, which I had no idea. I just know they had a falling out. And she's like, oh, Al who? Are you serious? Al Pacino. Hello, it's Jennifer Delia. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. Right away, she's, you know, thinking it's Al Pacino's publicist that didn't even exist. Bro. So Al wants to have James in a movie, but he does not go through publicists. He doesn't go through any of that. So it's my ass if I don't get, you know, his number, and I will take care of you. Oh, well, I'm not with James anymore. I know, sweetheart. I heard about what happened, and you were right. You are right. Yeah, it was like a, you know, but I'll give it to you, you know, but it was a lot longer than that. It was days on days of faxing her stuff from Office Max, faxing letterhead that I created. And oh, it was bad, bro. It was bad, man.
Man,
and then I got
you did something with Planet Fitness as well with the lunk alarm stuff, right?
Yeah, bro.
Dude, that was gold too, bro.
Listen, I did that years and years ago, and so many people copied off of it. So many people like, bro, it's corporate calling is what I call it, really. I do it with Denny's now. I'll call up and act like I'm corporate.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Jennifer Delia from Denny's Corporate 1614. How are you?
And then they think automatically it's their boss or somebody from corporate. So you have total control. It's a fishing pole, and you just reel them in and cast them out whenever you want. But yeah, the lunk alarm was great, dude.
And then you got the other voice too. Is like a 3-way call. We got him on a corporate call. Who's the other guy that calls with her?
Well, hold on one second, because actually I have Chaz Ingleson. Chaz Christensen changes his name. Why, I don't know. But he is on the other line monitoring. Chaz, are you still there?
I'm right here.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, how are you? I'm monitoring the call. Just letting you know that I am here.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Chaz.
You're welcome.
All right, thanks.
You know what I mean? Like, and they think, oh, this is a real serious call. There's a monitor on it. And meanwhile, it's just me, man. And it's
everybody from corporate listening on the line.
Like, so do whatever you want.
So just go get us a customer. We want to ask them a few questions about, like, you know, the service. And
then when they get the customer on, that's the kicker. And it's like, hey, you son of a get out of my restaurant.
Dude, it's so funny. And then I think you were trying to like get somebody in there with a camera too, like filming.
I did.
So you were on the phone and then having other people live filming it too.
Live on location, Frank. I just the one that I had in Denny's was great. I had this guy, Paul Austin in Denny's, and I pulled him up on my live, and he's pointing the camera at the person on the phone that I'm pranking. I had this lady walking up to old women with a big cardboard cutout sausage. Kiss the sausage.
I said, okay, go ahead. Now just grab that sausage that I put there and go ask Miss Ingleson over there sitting down if she wants to kiss the sausage for an iced tea.
Hey, bro, this lady does it, bro. I got to repost that.
Dude, it's so good.
I think I reposted it too. I think I just gigs my good friend Tina DeVito, who is like my she's like my godsend, but she is like tied in there with heavy duty hitters and stuff like that. And she's really been acting manager for me, and I'm trying to make her official. Like, hey, you know, come on, let's go. And she's just nervous that my old ways are not old days. Like, I mean, I was never reliable, and I wasn't ever on time, which time is really still a problem for me, but I guess it always will be. Time is the key essence in life anyway. You know, so But
Sure.
yeah, Tina DeVito, she's good management, publicist, connection. She did the celebrity boxing, which is badass too, man, with Damon Feldman. So that's gonna be pretty neat.
Good stuff. Well, man, we have a mutual friend too, Jesse Howard.
Oh man, bro, Jesse Howard, by far, if I had to say anything about musicians that I know, between him and Dylan and Shotgun Shane, not only because Shane has my name, but Shane's good, but Jesse Howard's always been like the realest one I've ever met, musician-wise. He's also one of the most talented ones I've ever met. Yeah, Jesse Howard's by far probably my favorite artist out there that, you know, you're going to see Jesse Howard. He's already done some big things, man. But I'll tell you what, once my feet get soaking wet in this entertainment world, which is literally going to be happening in a matter of weeks, man, I will grab Jesse Howard by the hand and be like, yo, get up here, man, because that dude is that real. He was there for me at one of the darkest nights of my soul, man. And I could say this honestly. I remember not wanting to talk to anybody, bro, being high as a kite on uppers and then taking downers, just wanting it to be over. Like I had suicidal tendencies, man, suicidal thoughts. And Jesse Howard was just there at the right place, the right time for me. And it was out of nowhere, bro. He called me up. He's like, hey, Bob, I just want to know how you're doing. And, bro, I was sitting in my car with a pocket full of pills and a bottle to wash it down with, and I don't even drink. And it was probably one of the worst dark nights of my soul that Jesse pulled me out of and had me laughing and crying and laughing and crying. And I don't think I give him enough credit for what he's done for me. I don't think he even knows what he's done for me. But when I say, bro, it was these trolls and all these haters and stuff like that were going at me so hard. It was affecting every aspect of my life. And when I lost the TV deal that I had with Mark Wahlberg's company, it was like, bro, I told my kids, Daddy made it. You guys are going to be and then having to go to my kids again and be like, oh, well, Daddy screwed it up. Bro, I didn't want to live, man. I really didn't. And it was hard. And Jesse Howard wasn't there just one time. He stayed persistent. It was almost like he knew, bro. And I didn't tell him. I mean, he's seen it online happening to me. But Jesse Howard legitimately came from his heart, man. And I don't think I'm glad you said his name, bro, because every now and then his name will come up and I'll throw him out there, shout him out online. But it's more than a shout out, bro. That dude, I owe that dude a big hug and a great deal of gratitude towards my success that's coming. You know, so Jesse Howard is definitely a damn good friend, and I'm looking forward to seeing him in the future, man.
Yeah,
and seeing him succeed too.
My wife runs a nonprofit organization that helps disabled children pay their medical bills, and she puts together a fundraiser and stuff like that. And they have this thing where they rent out a restaurant on the bay and have people come and do music and stuff. And so we reached out to Jesse and got him to do it. I had a mutual friend, Stephen Cook, the voice, and got me in touch with him and his people and stuff. And he came out and did it, dude. And man, he was just such an inspiration to everybody, dude. And they were going to pay him. It was a thing raising money for the kids. And he's like, just
no way.
Give it to the kids, that's man.
Jesse,
like,
man.
I'm here for the kids. And he was just a stand-up guy, man, for sure.
That's amazing, bro. Yeah, I definitely am going to reach out to Jesse. I'm glad you brought his name up, man, because as I sit here right now, you know, sitting here thinking how many times I should have fallen and how many times I didn't fall because of Jesse just reaching out to me, even via text, even via phone call, you know. And in fact, I'm glad you brought his name up. Thank you, man, because that's part of my number 9, you know, making amends with all the people that you've done wrong for, as well as I added to that step, number 9, as well as being you know, showing gratefulness towards the people that have done good for you. You know what I mean? And I'm adding that in there. So maybe like call it step 9.5. You know what I mean? I definitely got to showcase Jesse, man. That's for damn sure. You know?
For sure. Dude,
that's cool, man.
Good people. You got time for a prank call or two?
Hell yeah, bro. Of course.
Let's get it in. Let's collab on something. People,
hell yeah.
Whenever we mention collab, everybody in the chat is like, yeah, collab, make it happen.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
do this.
Can you dial in on your end?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
So that's why I wanted to make sure I had the numbers right. So let's do this. Let's and we could just play it whatever, thinking on the spot.
Yeah, I'll vibe off for you, bro, because my best stuff comes when I don't even know what
I'm not even going to set it up. I've got something in mind, and you just play off of it. If
all
I can
right, cool.
find
You just tell me who we're calling, and we're good, bro.
All right, let's see. Let me find this phone number. And if anybody's in chat who would like a loved one prank call, it's kind of late, so it has to be something that's they're going to answer.
Sometimes some of the best ones are late.
Yeah.
I used to call the classified ads, the people selling cars at 2:45 in the morning. Hey, you selling a car? Well, it's 2:45 in the morning. Yeah, so what? Tell me, but get the VIN number for me. You know?
Go out there and look it up.
You want to sell the car? I'm on California time. Come on, get up.
Oh man, I had this place I wanted to call, but I can't. For some reason, the number isn't showing. Let's see.
Bro, I used to do a prank call, and I was young. I was like 16 years old, but I was able to do like a little kid's voice, and I called it Little Johnny Sleeping Over. I would call random phone numbers.
Yeah.
And just really fast. Hey, Mom, what's up? It's Johnny. Listen, I'm sleeping over at Jessica's house. She's going to take us to the mall tomorrow, right? I got to go. I love you. Bye. And then they'd call back 100 times. I'm not your mother. You have to call your mother. But I'd answer it like a, hello?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, ma'am. You have the wrong number. No, the little boy just, ma'am, I don't know what you're talking. But it was like for no satisfaction other than knowing I caused that person grief. That was horrible.
Yeah, dude. I would do that. We had a thing where we would have sleepovers, and we would make the phone calls late at night when the parents were bed. We'd be up at 2, 3 in the morning calling, and then we didn't know about what was it, star 69 or whatever.
Oh yeah, bro.
And then they would hang up and call right back, and there would be a phone upstairs in my parents' bedroom as well, and so they would answer, "Hello." Yeah, some kids just called. It's like, oh shit, we're in trouble,
bro. Man, I had all
so
of the phone codes. I had all of the phone codes. My buddy Eric Olson worked for Bell Atlantic or New Jersey Bell, whatever it was, Bell Atlantic. And that's when they first came out with the Star 69.
Star 69, Star 67.
Star 67 is a call blocker. And then Star 82 would be a call blocker, unblocker. And it was very limited. Like it wasn't for a long time. And bro, I mean, it was Star Trace, Star 77. You know, they'll trace a number, but it doesn't go anywhere but a report to the phone company. I know all of those codes, bro.
All right, let me just try this. We're just going to try it, guys. Dial pad, let me put this number in.
What do we got?
Goodness. Well, it's not letting me paste this number. Let's try it again. So this is what live radio and having to do everything myself, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, bro.
So
it's all good.
Star 67,
I'll keep them busy,
so they won't
dear.
call
I'll
me.
tell them about my magic mushrooms, dear.
Hey, you're right up my alley on that one.
Oh, honey, I make pies and chicken pot pies and mushroom pies. Well, we have a cream pie every now and then.
All right, here we go. You ready? We're calling. Oh, okay, yeah. We're calling a. Let me make sure this is right, because we're calling the bar room. I mean, they're open, right?
It's a bar?
Yeah, I'll start
follow your lead, bro.
I'll start it and give it to you.
Okay, all right.
I can't hear the dial tone.
I don't hear it.
The person you have dialed can't take your call now. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, simply hang up.
That's weird. It's supposed to be a bar room.
I
Try
heard
it again.
that.
You get a lot of this, right? There's a lot of hit and miss and trial and error, right?
Oh, yeah. Which is always a beauty part. You know, I mean, it can be, you could go 15, 20 calls and then finally get that good one. And it's like, it was worth the wait. I'm going to pull over right here. I'm sharing this to the page right now. I was just finally able to open the link.
All right, great. Try it again.
The person you have dialed can't take your call now. At the tone, please record your message. When you have...
I'm not. I'm just going to call somebody else. You can't hear it ringing. I got the speakers turned off, but you better.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Man, that's, bro, I'll tell you what, man, we can really collab, bro.
The person you have dialed can't take your call now. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, simply hang up or press the pound key for further options.
Well, that's 2. Let's try another one.
Yeah, take as many times as you want, bro. I got a 2-hour ride home, man.
All right.
The Hitch, this is Delilah.
How you doing, Lila? How y'all doing over there tonight?
I'm good. What can I do for you?
I just want to know y'all drinking tonight.
Sweetheart, you're not going
the customers
drinking
are drinking, yes.
You're not going.
My mama. I wanted to see if I can bring my mama down there.
I'll go with you, dear. Can I say hello to them?
How long y'all open?
Till 2 a.m.
All right, Mama, what you want to drink? Let the lady know, Mama.
I don't care. I want to ask her a question. Hey,
She can tell me what she wants to drink when she gets
honey,
there.
wait, hold on,
To
dear.
tell me now.
Hold on, dear. Stop yelling. You can hear me, dear. Just hush and listen. If I come down
I
there...
can't hear you over the music.
Sour attitude. Ma'am, calm down.
I can usually compose myself for me, not for you. I got to learn how to do that. Oh, my God.
Oh, God, let's hit another one, man.
I can compose myself for my stuff. I just, when you, oh my, I have to mute myself. Like, goodness.
I seen it in my head, bro. I seen it in my head.
So
I was going to get into the whole,
well, my son, he's very, very adamant about me drinking with him. He's very, very, it's a little weird when he's drunk. He says vulgar things to me, dear, about my body, and I'm his mother, dear. But I don't want him to get alcohol poisoning, but I want to make sure that if something does happen between the two of us, I am drunk.
I mean,
so that's
the whole psychological stuff.
So that's where you was going with it, huh?
Yeah, I just I seen it in the head.
All right, let's try it again. That was still good, though. That was good. That was a good snippet, for sure. All right, here we go.
Hello, dear. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Bro, I'm sorry, man. Did they pick up? Bro, just hearing some of your voices pop out of nowhere. I gotta, like, you see me, I'm driving. I gotta look at the screen. I gotta see if it's you, bro. You're a beast with the voices too, man. That's cool.
Goodness. I'm trying to figure out how to use freaking Skype, and it's...
Skype. And what about Hangouts? Hangouts is something that, like, and that's the thing, I've never tapped into the computer-based phone calls. I guess I'm just, well, you know, I'm not computer savvy, of course.
Whew, let's see. This is kind of weird. Dang it. It's trying to call 6 people. That's crazy.
At once.
Party line.
So. Business, this is Ryan. May I help you?
How you doing, Ryan? Y'all drinking down there tonight?
What's that, my man?
Are y'all drinking down there tonight?
Oh, of course we are. Come on down and see us, man.
All right. Well, I want to bring my mama down there. She ain't, if you can believe it, she's 87 and ain't had a damn drink in her life.
Let me say hello, dear. Hey, let me see the phone. Hello, dear. Hi, dear. How are you?
Tell her to come on down here. We can get her a drink
on the phone, dear. Oh, I don't want my socks off, dear. Maybe my pantyhose.
Hell yeah,
are you,
sounds
dear?
good. Y'all come on down.
Listen to me, sweetheart. I am a very big tipper. I want to ask you a question before I get there. Number one, what is your name, dear?
Oh, it's Ryan. Oh, Jesus.
Well, Ryan, dear, my name is Abigail Cranston. My son and I are going to come down there. This is on my bucket list, dear. So if you are the very fortunate one to receive the receiving end of my bucket list tonight, you will be a very happy man. What time are you open till, dear?
We're open till 2, but we're polite up until about 1:55.
All right,
and at about 1:55, we tend to stop.
I got the point. Hush, hush, hush. I got the point. My question for you, dear, and hush up. Do you like gold, dear? Do you like gold? Bullion, if you will.
Do I like gold?
Yes, bullion.
I guess so. You know,
right,
I like food more, but, you know, it is what it is, you know.
Well, if you want, you can open your mouth and I'll shove this gold right down your throat, dear. But really, my son...
Come on down.
No, we're going to come in there, and I've been collecting little trinkets for 22 years, dear. I have several gold Prince Albert piercings and different things from the different businesses my son has owned. And I'm going to let you have them, dear. Every single golden Prince Albert piercing. Son, talk to him and tell him what they're worth, dear. I want you to hold them, dear. I want you to keep them.
Well, I'm going to tell you, we're going to come see you down there. I got a whole, I just got paid. Damn, child support came back to me. We're going to come down there and see y'all.
That's right, dear. We're going to drink the children's
sounds good.
money.
Y'all come on down, man, and we'll see you in a little bit.
All right, can I hear you tell me that you love Prince Albert, dear?
Do I love Prince Albert?
Oh, that's disgusting, you pervert.
I guess he's all right.
No, stop it, dear. Watch your mouth. You're sick and disgusting. I'm bringing you bronze, honey. No, I'll be there shortly,
All right,
dear. Have you ever kissed
sounds
an
lovely.
elderly woman on the mouth, dear?
An ugly woman? I've kissed quite a few ugly bitches. Ugly women.
No, an elderly woman, dear, 86 years old.
An elderly?
Yes.
I can't say that I have, but
Well,
you
tonight's
never know
your
how the
night,
night goes.
dear. I'm going to stick my
sounds
tongue out
lovely.
and I'm going to make a flat tongue, and I want you to kiss the top of my flat tongue with your lips, dear.
Okay, not the bottom, but just the top, right?
Yeah, kiss it. Kiss it.
That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's going to. And then
That sounds great.
I'm going to bring the Prince Alberts for you, dear. I hope you enjoy them.
Oh, hell yeah. All right, well, look, y'all come on down and be safe driving.
Kiss the top of my tongue, dear. Just give me a kiss.
All right, no worries. No worries.
Kiss me.
Dude, oh my God, man. Wow. He was fun, right? Golly.
Yeah.
Wow. Grandma.
Oh, that's really good. I'm sorry, dear. I'm getting the mucus on my tongue for him to kiss.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
wow.
Let me see.
That hurt.
Bro, yeah, listen, I'll tell you what. We can really do some stuff, man, together, bro.
That hurt. Me, I didn't do anything. You did that. Oh my goodness.
Sometimes I get going. I gotta learn to shut up, though.
Oh, you did it, but you know how to keep them on when they want to hang up. You're like, no, not quite yet, ma'am.
The psychology of it is beautiful. Here we go. Hold on. Now I'm sharing.
All right, man. That I think that cleared me out a little bit. I needed it. All right, here's another one.
All right, do it up, man. I'm gonna follow you.
All right,
my
man.
neck.
I don't know.
Fernanda?
How you doing? Who am I speaking with tonight?
Kylie.
Hi, y'all still open drinking over there?
Yes, our bar stays open until about 2 a.m.
All right. Y'all got a lot of people in there?
No, not a whole lot.
Okay, I want just something low key. I want to bring my mother down there. She's 87 and she ain't had a damn drop of alcohol in her life. And I want to bring her in.
I've had it. Let me say hello, dear. Can I say hello? Hi, dear. What was your name, honey? Tell me your name.
Kylie.
Oh, that's a disgusting name, only because I had a doll named Kylie. And I also think of that man, that female with a penis, Kylie Jenner. It's nothing like that, right, dear? Sweetheart,
I guess.
you are a female with a penis, dear, or you're not? With the name like Kylie.
Okay, y'all can come in and spend money, or
Yes, I don't want to pay for your penis. Are you telling me to come in and spend money on you because you're a female with a penis, dear? I'm not looking for that kind of entertainment. I was just asking a question, dear. No need to be rude. Where's the owner? I will write a letter. Now answer my son's questions, dear. He's right here. Go ahead. It's the girl with the penis, honey. Here.
All right, Kylie. She hung up.
Sorry, bro.
Went straight with the Kylie Jenner hooker with a penis tool collabo.
Oh God, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
man, I can't.
That voice you got is fire, bro. For real.
Who, me? Good,
Yeah,
dude.
dog.
Man, I used to be somebody with my voices. I don't have it anymore, man.
Yeah, you kidding me, bro? Yo, listen, man. I've been looking for a guy like you. You know, not to sound like sweet or anything, but hey, no, I'm just kidding, bro. Hold on.
Goodness, it hurts but feels good at the same time.
Yeah, it's funny, man.
Clearing out the congestion. All right, here we go. What's up, Bill? What's up, James?
Hi, James. Hi, Bill.
Hello. Please leave a message
Hello.
after the tone.
Hello.
Place called Stray Cats. That's awesome, huh? Tool, James, for sure. All right, let's see. There's a place. So you got to find the little hole in the town. Hole in the wall cities.
Hell yeah.
And, they're because they got the best owner. The owner's drunk with everybody too. Like the owner's drinking, you know.
Yeah, those are the ones that they. Yeah, I went to a bar one time. You see the owner; he's drinking at the bar and he's playing Biggie Smalls. What's that song? Not Hypnotize. What is it? Yeah, that's just lost the whole pun of that joke. Never mind. What the hell am I saying, man?
I'm sorry, the party you are trying to reach has not set up voicemail on 9.
Okay. There's a place called the Red Barn Pub.
There you go. Now I posted. Now I just shared it. Thought I had it shared before. Right there.
Welcome all of Shane's friends.
Friends? What's it like? What's it like to have friends? You know, it's funny, bro. Are you ringing one right now or no?
No.
Calling vape shops and just doing the gay voice. Like, bro, I call vape shops and out of the blue, it's just like, hey, what's up, sweetheart? Listen, I got this thing. I'm sticking it in my mouth, and every time I squeeze it, it's shooting hot liquid down my throat. Like, is that supposed to happen? And they think like, and it really does do that. So they got to say, well, yeah, it does happen. What are you doing to it to make it do that? How high do you have it? Well, I'm holding it like around the center, but no. What's the wattage? Oh, I don't know. Let me ask him. Hey, you know what I mean? Like, bro, I go hard with them ones. Oh, I'm definitely getting. I'm sorry, I'm clearing my throat in between. Just on your show. Hey, hold on. Hold on, bro. If I don't do that, I'll die. There we go. I'm just kidding.
How you doing?
Oh, it doesn't really know.
How you doing? Praise God. How you doing? Y'all drinking tonight?
Do what?
Are y'all drinking tonight?
What do you mean by drinking tonight?
Are y'all, who am I speaking with today?
Mr. Greg Uzbekis, may I help you?
Yeah, I want to take my mama down there and have a couple of drinks if y'all still open.
Yeah, we are open.
All right.
Let me see. I want to talk
hold
to him.
on. You hold that.
All right, don't hit me. Stop hitting me, dear. I'm your mother.
Well, hell, take the damn phone.
Hi, sir. Are you there, dear? I have a question about the owner, dear. The owner of the facility, who I happen to know very well. Number one, tell me your name.
Shmim.
You're Shmim? That's you? Yes? Hi, Shmim. I've heard a lot about you. I have heard a lot about you from the owner, dear. It's Abigail Cranston. Dear, I'm coming down there with my belligerent, good-for-nothing, gutter-snipe, soggy-breasted cow-stomach son, dear. And he's going to come in there, and he wants to speak to you as well about being respectful, dear. Are you aware that you were reported, dear, by the owner, dear?
The owner, he's not here.
I know that, dear. Shush, hush your mouth, Schmin, or Schmine, this slime, dear. My son wants to have his way with you, dear, in a non-sexual way, but consensual way. Do you want to? Yes or no, dear? And the owner will hear about it, I assure you, because I'm going to videotape it for WorldStar, dear. Do you want to do that with my son, honey? If we come down there right now, dear, will you be ready? Can you prime yourself?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, just say yes, dear. I want to come down there. The owner is a friend of mine, and he said that we can have my son take care of you in any way, position that he wants, dear. Will you let my son take care of you, dear, when we come there tonight? Yes or no, dear? Can my son take care of you, dear? It puts the lotion on its skin, dear.
Okay, so I think that was a package store instead of a bar. Is what it was. I'm trying to find
My
these bars.
son's gonna take care of you, dear.
Wow.
I can't believe how sick I'm getting, man. My throat. If I lose my voice, I would be dead.
Somebody says Abigail. Is this 1848?
It's not actually, no, dear. That's the year that my mother was born.
Hey, guys, if you don't mind, if you come from the PCM, share the hell out of this. Right now, man, TruthSeekah, I'm telling you, hey, bro, we could be doing some major stuff, man, for real.
Let me see here, dear. Let's take a look now and see what I see, dear.
Here's one that closes soon, it says. We'll try them before they get all the way out of there. Whew.
River Pub.
How you doing? I wanted to see if y'all are still open. I know you're closing soon, but got a proposition for you.
And what is that?
My mother's 87 years old today, and she ain't had a damn a swig of liquor in her life, and I want to bring her in.
Can I say hello, dear? Hi, dear. Hello, how are you? It's Abigail. I'm 87 years old today. Can I have a happy birthday from you, dear? Say happy birthday,
yes,
dear.
ma'am. Happy birthday.
Thank you, dear. You sound like a good Southern belle, dear. You mind your manners, I can tell. Your mama must have been a good woman. That's right, dear. Mama must have been a good doll, yes, dear?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, did she also tell you how to throw it back if you had to, dear? Are you okay, dear? I'm sure you can drop it like it's hot, right, dear? Yes?
Who the hell is this?
It's Abigail Cranston, dear. 87 years old today. I'm with my son. He's going to help me get drunk tonight for the first time in 87 years. I've never stuck a liquor bottle in my mouth, dear, and my son's going to make me put it in my mouth tonight.
Oh, wow. Well, that's impressive.
Would you like to talk to him and he'll tell you what he's going to do? And do you have garbage bags, dear, that you can put on the floor?
I do not.
Okay, dear, because I do have and I don't mean to be rude, and I'm not trying to freak you out, dear, but I do have a bowel problem, and I'm not the type of woman to wear Depends or anything like I used to have to wear when my other son made me do it. I didn't even have a bowel problem, and he made me do it, dear. But I am wearing pantyhose, dear, and I don't wear underwear under them. And I'm sorry I'm telling you all of this, but I don't want to saturate your floor. Do you have carpet or linoleum or tile, dear?
We have carpet flooring.
Okay, well, then it might get saturated with this soily, soggy vinaigrette.
All right, Mama.
All right.
How long y'all gonna be open? Y'all gonna be open a little while?
I'm actually closing at 1.
Oh, hell, I believe, probably, Mama, we might need to shoot for tomorrow night, Mama.
No! I want to get drunk tonight. You said I could get drunk. Hey, girl from the Southern Belle Time, tell my son to get me crunk. Tell him, dear. Tell him now.
I can't help you out with that tonight. Maybe tomorrow night.
Well, do you have a personal home that you can host our party in tonight, dear? Will you host?
No, ma'am. I got 5 kids at the house that I have to get
I know, dear. I know you do, and they're beautiful, dear. I'm sure they are. Well, dear, do me a favor. Can you put your hands in your pocket? I want to try something, dear. Put one hand in your pocket, and I'm going to tell you after that, once you do it. Put your hand in your pocket. Tell me when it's done, dear. I'm clairvoyant, dear. Sweetheart.
All right.
Is your hand in your pocket, dear?
Yes, ma'am.
You sick pervert. Touching yourself while on the phone with an 87-year-old woman and her son. You should be ashamed of yourself. Son of a... I'm sorry. Here's my son. I knew you were getting your jollies off. We're not going there, son. Here, you talk to him.
You think you're a damn comedian, Mama. Mama, I can't bring you out there. They'll have your damn... You have my head. You have me arrested out there, Mama.
She's touching herself on the phone.
Oh, you pulling that damn old joke again. Hell.
Yes, dear. I bet you I could make her really do it, though, dear, if we get there in time.
You did it. You damn sure you did it. You did the whole thing. You always do it. I can't bring you nowhere, Mama.
Hey, Southern Belle, are you still on the phone?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good. Was it good for you, dear?
It was fantastic.
Wonderful, dear. Oh, yes. All right. Well, here's my son, and we'll make our way down there and follow you. If you're not going to be open, we'll just follow you and see where we can go next, dear. Unless you're going home.
Yeah, I'm going home.
All right. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Be down there tomorrow and bring Mama to that
I love you. I love you, dear. We're connected now, dear, through your pocket pinball game.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Man, that was good.
Yeah, that's pretty badass, man. Yeah. Oh.
Man, that was pretty good. Closing up. Got the woman to do all types of things. That's crazy.
Put your hand in your pocket, dear.
You're nasty.
Brother, I got to get on this road because I'm still in New York.
Wow.
Hey, listen, man. Bro, it's an honor, dog, for real. You got a badass show, and I hope to be a part of this thing many times in the future with you, man.
Shoot,
and
this was
anything
fun,
you
dude.
ever need, bro.
Yeah, good
Hell
stuff,
yeah,
man. Thanks again. When I get everything published and printed and sent out, dude, I'll send you the link to shoot out, man.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for everything that you're doing on so many levels. The comedy, the activism, the sobriety and being vocal about that, dude. Thank you for everything that you're doing, bro. And we'll definitely have to do it again, man. Thanks so much.
Absolutely, man. Yo, salute to you, brother. Thank you so much, and I look forward to working with you in the future, bro. Call me on the cell tomorrow during the day, bro. Let's touch base.
All right,
brother.
Hey, since we're at the end, go ahead and plug your website, like the best place for people to follow your work.
Yeah, if you guys want to check me out, you could just go onto my Facebook or my Instagram. My Instagram is Prank Call Mafia Shane, and then my Facebook page is just my name, Shane Coyles Prank Call Mafia, and that's on Facebook, man. But yeah, definitely, dude. And I'm gonna plug the hell out of your stuff too, man. Hit me up during the day tomorrow, man. I might have some stuff you might be interested in, some FM radio stuff too, bro. You might want to feature on, man.
All right, man. Thanks so much, bro. Have a good night.
Brother.
Have a good drive. Peace.
Man. All right, thanks.
Shane Coyle, Prank Call Mafia. Wow. That's the reason that I can't open the phone lines anymore, because of karma. Because I was the little kid prank calling everyone when I was a child, and now anytime I open the phone lines and take callers and questions, it's pranksters. It's people who call in and just start cursing and yelling obscenities, or people rambling and paying it forward, because I used to do it, and I'm reminded of the times I used to do it. Maybe I need somebody screening phone calls and I can do it again. It was fun taking live callers. Really fun talking to people for the first time and crazy stories. Maybe we'll do it, but I definitely need to get someone to screen the call. So, man, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope he made you laugh. I ruined probably half of those calls because I was laughing in the background and trying to mute myself, but I can't help it. Like, I can censor myself and hold my laughs in while everybody else is laughing, but he was making me laugh a little bit too much. So good stuff, man. Check out his work. His stuff's awesome. If y'all thought that was funny, you got to check out all the stuff that he has on his page, especially the psychic one, the psychic phenomenon. That was amazing, because he's going back and forth with Abigail, channeling these different characters and stuff and talking to the psychic lady. It was really good. Go to his page, check it out. Let me know if you want to hear more of this funny stuff. I don't know if it's funny and spirituality doesn't really go together. You know what I'm saying? So for some of you, there's a disconnect. I know it's been there for me. Sometimes it's there. But we're a little bit of all of it. I like to laugh. Laughter is a medicine, and I really felt like it cleared me out, being able to laugh like that. Good stuff. Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/TruthSeekah. If you like the podcast, you like the work, you're looking for community, check out everything that I have available there. I am a hip-hop artist, too. My entire discography is uploaded there. There's over
200 songs uploaded to check out my music and everything that I have to bring to the table. TruthSeekah.com, Patreon.com/TruthSeekah. Check out my new book, all of this cool stuff. With that, I'm going to say peace and shalom. Thank you guys for hanging out with me really late on this impromptu episode, and everybody who came from Shane's page. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have came from his page, so thank you guys for checking me out. Check out some of the other episodes, too. There's a whole bunch of different stuff that we talk about on here, so yeah. Peter Coyles says, I live in Ireland, and that was brilliant. Keep up the good work. For sure, like, he totally sounded Irish, like a little Irish old lady. And, man, there'd be so much more that I feel like we could do if it was during the day. You're kind of limited at almost 1 a.m, my time, of who you can call and talk to. So, yeah. Thank you for the super chat, Jay Phoenix. We'll look into that, man. It's interesting. I'll look into that on another episode. Thanks for the donation. With that, I'm going to say peace and shalom. We will do it again. Peace. Peace. Later.
Your will is so much higher than mine. So much higher than mine. So much deeper than mine. So much deeper than mine.
Well, that does it for this episode, folks. To hear more episodes of the TruthSeekah podcast, head over to TruthSeekah.com. And if you're wanting to support the show and get rewards, go to our Patreon page at patreon.com/TruthSeekah.